everybody. Oh, wait, let me start. That sounded weird. Let me start over again.
Who was
Hey,
that?
that was. Hello, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Journey to Christmas Land. I'm your host, Kira Davis. I am joined by my lovely friend and resident Christmas Land expert, Amelia Hamilton. Amelia, we're not both wearing pink today. We didn't
I'm proud of
send
us.
the memo around.
I'm proud of us. Yeah.
Last week was hilarious. We all showed up with Kinsey with the same shade of pink on, the same sweater. It was so funny, but I actually got a lot of compliments on our ensemble.
We looked good.
I
Yeah.
thought we looked super cute. And big thanks to Kinsey for stopping by. Learned a lot from that
Mhm.
episode. I did not know. Did you learn anything that you didn't know before? I didn't know about the Christmas tree. That was
I
my
did know
sort of,
about
oh,
Christmas
cool.
trees. I don't know. Like, just overall, I don't know. I always love her conversations. She has so much fun insight. I mean, I didn't know about the Meghan Markle newsletter. I didn't ever need to know anything that was in that, but I've
Well, guess
learned.
what? Guess who signed up for the newsletter now, Amelia?
I know.
Congratulations.
Exactly. Everything I know about her is against my will, but here we are. But no, she
Well,
always
can
she always has great insight. I was surprised at how spicy some of the comments got on our Instagram about these clips, though.
oh, yeah. People have thoughts. People have thoughts.
Mhm.
Actually, I posted our clip of me explaining why we don't do Santa Claus in the Davis house to YouTube, and people were upset about that too. Yeah. Sorry, everybody. It's very controversial. We do this show to not be controversial.
We do. And I will say also that that was one of the things that Kinsey wanted to talk about. I did not pick that to troll you. And I was like, I'm not even going to tell Kinsey that she's stepping into something here. We're just going to see what happens.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's just such a disappointment to so many people. What can I say? But
I
everybody's
know.
fine. I promise everybody's fine in the Davis household,
Everybody's
as
well
far as I
adjusted.
know.
They're okay.
They're okay. Well, we are leading up to a couple of things here, Amelia. We're doing our first football movie pretty
Going to be
soon, which
interesting.
it's going to be interesting. I'm looking forward to it. And we're going to be launching. We're finally ready to launch our paywall. We're going to launch on February 1st. We're going to launch our first unboxing. You guys are going to want to see that. We unboxed some pretty fun gifts, and then we're going to lead into March Madness, which you guys are not going to want to miss. That's going to be I'm actually genuinely excited for that. I think that's going
I
to be
am too. It's
fun.
going to be fun.
Yeah. And then maybe we can give away some of these mystery box prizes too.
Hmm.
Well, I use the term prize lightly.
Surprises, yeah, they're not great, but you'll treasure them forever in a sentimental way.
And you might actually, enjoy. You might actually get. And if any of you have any plans to go to a redneck wedding at any
Mhm.
point, you're gonna want to watch our
Yeah.
unboxing videos. We've
Yes,
got
you're
just the
covered.
thing for you. Yeah, you're covered. So as we lead into this, Amelia, and as we lead into starting to get back into the movies, I wanted to run down some tropes. One of our favorite, well, one of the reasons we do this podcast is
Yes.
because Hallmark/Christmas Land is formulaic, and we watch for the tropes. This is why we don't like Hallmark to change very much. We don't like
Mhm.
for them to get modern or show us the quote messiness of life. You can
Yeah.
go back and listen to our Three Wisest Men episode to hear more of our complaints about that. But we like the tropes. We like the silly but dependable things that you see in every movie, because ultimately at the end of the day, that's why we love these movies. They're predictable, they're
Yeah.
formulaic, and they give you what you want in
Yep.
a Christmas movie. No questions and no surprises. Mostly Hallmark is trying to give us a few
Yeah.
these days. So we picked
Yes.
just a few of our tropes. We were going to run down our tropes and see which ones were our favorites. And if you have favorite tropes, go ahead and drop those in the comments. We've picked 5 today, Amelia.
We did. We did. We
So,
picked 5
yeah,
tropes. The big dress reveal, decorating the Christmas tree, a baking montage, a precocious child, and a snowball fight.
excellent. Amelia, when I watch movies, when I watch our movies, especially for this show, I get really disappointed if I don't see at least 1 or 2 of these things
Oh,
in a
yeah.
movie. I feel like it's a failure.
Yeah. It's like your little markers, your little signals saying, like, you're in Christmas land now.
Yeah, I like that. It's like a signpost,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, I like it. So we look for all of these things. I we're gonna do more of these because I wanna get to the black best friend trope and the black
Mhm.
mare trope, but there's too many, so I really need to go back, watch some stuff, sift through, so I
Yeah.
could really get a good beat on that, but I'm developing a little, like a cultural roster, I think, on my
Okay.
end
Is it a
for
spreadsheet?
it's not a spreadsheet. I wouldn't dare enter spreadsheet territory. I cannot compete. It's a list of loosely jumbled notes, which is basically my entire life.
Okay.
Just notepad randomly. It'll probably end up in the trash.
Okay. Well, there you go.
Well, let's get started. Where are we starting with our
All right.
tropes?
This is one of your favorites is the dress reveal. I know you love this moment when she's usually at the top of the stairs and like whatever the event is happening at the bottom of the stairs and
On
everybody
Christmas
stops
Eve.
to look at her. It's probably red. Do you have a favorite dress?
I I struggled with this one, so I have a winner and an honorable mention.
Okay.
My winner for this is A Biltmore Christmas.
Mhm.
I loved her dress. I think it's actually goes down as one of the most unique and
Yeah.
beautiful in Christmas land. And of course, Biltmore Christmas is one of our favorites, but that dress reveal sticks out in my mind because the dress was so unique and she looked so uniquely beautiful in it. And I
Mhm.
think not every some dresses are great dresses, but it's almost like they pulled them out of the wardrobe and
Yeah.
threw it on the actress.
Yeah.
This dress looked custom.
Mhm.
It looked exactly like it was made for her. She fit it like a glove. Beautiful, beautiful dress. The honorable mention though, because this was the first thing that came to my mind when I was thinking about this, is the one the our protagonist from our namesake Journey to Christmas.
Mhm.
And at the end, that's a movie where they have to drive across the country because it's snowing, and the driver has to drive her all the
Gotta
way
get
to
to the gala
LA.
event of the season.
Gotta get to the gala event, that's right, the event of the season on Christmas Eve, naturally. And, but she does this dress reveal at the top of the stairs. I remember being, um, really taken aback in that moment. She was
Mhm.
beautiful. So those are
Okay.
my 2 sorry to cheat a little bit,
That's
but
okay.
I couldn't decide.
I think I have an honorable mention too, actually. So my favorite was actually from A Crown for Christmas. Danica McKellar, beautiful red dress. So it's a little more of the traditional Hallmark movie red
Yeah,
dress, but
that
she
was
looks
on my
so beautiful
list.
in it. And I love her hair. It's sort of like a half up, but she's got like her hair kind of down on her shoulder.
Yes.
And it's
That was on my list. That
yeah,
was totally on
it's
my
a really
list.
good
Great
one.
pick. What
So
was your
another
honorable mention?
dress that I actually liked, but it's my honorable mention because I don't feel like it's actually super Christmas land. And maybe again, it's just because it was on my mind, but the dress from A Princess for Christmas, where all the servants like get together and buy her a new dress. And it's sort of like flowy. It's kind of like got an Art Nouveau sort of feel to it.
Okay.
And it's pretty and she looks beautiful, but it's not necessarily Christmas landy and it doesn't feel like necessarily royal, which is what I feel like they were going for. But it is a beautiful dress.
Fair enough. Very good. I will say too, that in Tuesday's mom's book
I thought of that
clubs,
too.
daughter's best friend's
Boyfriend.
boyfriends, that episode, she had an incredible dress. I think at the time I said, I think this is a topper. Like this is one of the best
Yeah.
dresses in
And we
Christmas Land.
appreciated that the her mom was looking beautiful in her dress too. Because sometimes they
Yes.
only put the beautiful dress on the main female lead, and I think that they do that intentionally to make her stand out from everybody else, which makes sense. But it was nice to see mom getting some of that moment too.
It really was, and I'm glad you pointed it out because when I was watching, I was like, "Okay, mom looks good." Like, she
Yeah.
looked pretty good, but the dress was really spectacular, but she didn't get a reveal. I would have put
Right,
her
she
at the
just was
top,
there in
but
her dress.
she just was there. I'm
Yeah.
like, "This is what a missed opportunity," and I
Mhm.
think the actress looked absolutely stunning in it as well. I think it was maybe one of the most beautiful dresses I've seen, so I was
Yeah.
disappointed in that. Alright, well, fair enough. Okay, well, what's next on our trope list?
All right, the tree decorating montage, which is always a pivotal moment.
I flaked on this one. I could not decide. I couldn't even think of one that stood out for me in my mind. I started going through, like, our list, and then I just went through the Hallmark list and
Yeah.
going down. Is there anything that stood out for me? And I couldn't think of one that stood out for me, but I'll just say this: that the tree is a very important part of a Hallmark movie, of a
Mhm.
Christmas Land movie. It's a focal point, not just because it's Christmas time, but also because it offers opportunity for connection and adventure. You decorate the tree together, but if you're doing your job right, somebody gets on a ladder to put the star on top of the
Yes.
tree and then falls off
Yes,
and is
exactly.
caught.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the tree is very important. And I'm sorry, Amelia, I just could not come up with something for this one.
Um, so it's okay because I have 2 again. So,
Oh,
like
great.
you were saying with, falling off the ladder, that was actually my honorable mention one, which is The Most Wonderful Time of the Year. It's a really old one, 2008. It's the Henry Winkler one, if you remember when we did that.
Oh my gosh. That's a great one too.
But
That's a
yeah, it's
really
a
great
really good
movie.
one where busy businesswoman. So she's decorating the tree like late at night, all by herself. But then, the guy comes in and she kind of slips off the ladder and they have a whole moment. And it's one of those moments where she kind of starts to soften. And so that was a really nice moment that gets you a double dip because it's tree decorating and falling down and being caught. Um,
Great and great movie. Thanks for reminding me of that
it's one
movie.
of my
It's a Brooke,
favorites.
what's her face is the
Dorsey,
lead,
I
and
think. No, Brooke Burns. Sorry, Brooke Burns.
Brooke Burns, and then Wesley, the other guy that I often would get mixed up with Christopher Palaha back in the
It's
earlier
Warren
days.
Christie. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Warren Christie, that's right. I would often get
Yeah.
him mixed up, before I developed my Palaha
Yes, yes.
respect. But,
Um,
yeah, great movie. Thanks for reminding me of
yeah,
that movie. I'm
it's
gonna go
it's
watch
so
that
good.
again this weekend.
Yeah, it's a good one. The other one that I actually thought of originally, because I was thinking of that one more for falling and being caught. I feel like I had to put it in one category, so I was saving it. But here you go. Now you have a
Fair.
spoiler for when we get there. Um, was Christmas Incorporated. It's the one with Shanae Grimes, and they're at the toy factory.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
okay, so her boss is the busy businessman, and she's sort of the manic pixie dream girl who decorates the house and is, Christmas crazy. And again, decorating the tree is kind of when they first have this moment of he explains a little bit about his family dynamic and why he doesn't like Christmas. And she invites him home to her house to have like a real family, warm Christmas. And it's, like you said, one of those moments that it gives them a chance to connect and it's some exposition while they're actually doing something and it gives them an excuse to have the
Hmm.
exposition. So I think that was one of my favorite tree decorating moments.
I the Christmas tree is always interesting though because, um, when you like, I was thinking about the BET movie that we did, Tuesday's Moms Book Clubs, blah, 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 and, I was just thinking about how sometimes the, um the montages feel meaningless, like, that one was one where it felt meaningless,
Yeah.
like, there was a montage and they were decorating, but it was just sort of putting generic
Mhm.
bulbs on the tree. I want to see, goofy,
Right. Tell me the story of this ornament that you made when you were a
yes.
kid or yeah.
Yeah. Show us something. Again, the tree is a connecting moment. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, all right, great. Let's move on. What's next?
So another thing that can be a montage or can be a scene, but baking together.
Mhm.
Did you have one for this?
I do. I my first the first thing that came to my mind, and as I ran down my list of movies, it was the only thing, is The Sweetest Christmas. Is that what
Okay.
it's called? That's with Lacey Chabert.
Yep.
And the reason why I remember this is because that is one there are some, like, flag movies that stand out as, like, my journey to loving Hallmark,
Yeah.
and that was one of those movies where all of the baking in it was absolutely ridiculous, and she was having to bake this gingerbread house for the big gingerbread house competition, which is
Mhm.
apparently like an international competition
It's
in
a big
her town.
deal. It's
It was a
major.
very big deal. And she had to borrow her love interest oven restaurant. And so
Yeah.
there was more than one, but a couple of scenes in there where they're cooking together and they're making this gingerbread house. But what stands out to me is not necessarily the cuteness of the scene, which I need all of the stuff in the scene. If you're going to cook together, somebody better have flour on them,
Right.
right? Someone better like throw something playfully at
Mhm.
them. Someone must feed
Yep,
someone
yep.
at some point. Yeah. but also whenever you're done with the cookie, it's gotta be the most basic generic looking thing
Yeah.
ever.
Yeah.
They
I
tell us
totally
these are
work.
the most amazing things, and it's always the most basic thing, and that's what happened in that scene. I remember just hollering out loud. I went through this whole baking montage, and this is what they left me
With
with.
just a sugar cookie. Yeah. Also,
But, I've been a fan ever since.
so Lacey Chabert is really good at a montage, by the way. You can tell that she is just having some rapport, having some conversation with whoever she's, her scene partner is. I feel like she is so much more comfortable in a montage than some other people. And maybe that sounds silly, but I
No,
noticed it also in Hot Frosty, where they're making the pizza and they're just kind of like playing with each other and having fun, which was also actually a cute baking moment because, he had to eat his cold because, but anyway, but I feel like she's
that's
really
true.
good. She's really good at a montage.
You're absolutely right, Amelia. What a great observation. We call CCB Candace Cameron Bure the queen of Christmas Land, but I think Lacey Chabert should get the queen of Christmas Land montage
Yeah.
moniker. You're
Mhm.
absolutely right. What a great observation. You can tell she's been doing montages for nearly her entire career because
Yeah.
even the show she started out on, Party of Five,
Yeah.
is basically half, like 50% montages.
Right. You're right. It was some 90s drama.
Yep, it was some 90s drama. So that is the queen of montage. Great observation. Totally
Yeah.
agree.
But I picked again, maybe it was just because it was more of a recent one, but I liked in B&B Mary when they were all same kind of thing. They did a lot of baking, decorating together, that kind of stuff to
Mhm.
get to some, normal cookies. Maybe it's just because Graham got hotter that I enjoyed it so much. It's hard to say.
Well, that too, that didn't hurt. It
Didn't
didn't
hurt.
hurt. I do think that I think every movie should have some kind of baking montage because baking is sort of integral to every Christmas movie. Someone's always bringing a thing
Yeah.
over, right? I've got
Yeah.
to break the cookies. I've got to, um, and again, everything on Christmas Eve. Every baking deadline, every contest is on Christmas Eve. But I always feel like it's a bit of a failure if you don't, because it's such an it's so
Yeah.
easy. It's a low cost scene. You get someone's kitchen somewhere, get a kitchen in the studio.
Yeah.
It's a low cost scene. Get some flour and eggs, low cost ingredients. Let the actors throw them at each other for a few minutes. Boom, you have a
Right.
montage. Yeah.
There you go. It's perfect.
Well, that's it.
All
Okay.
right.
Next.
What about a precocious child? Did you have a favorite?
Uh, I do have a favorite. So my favorite was oh god, why can't I Dear Santa. Dear Santa from that was a Lifetime movie, so this is a
Mhm.
Holiday Land actually pick. But there's a daughter in that movie, and she's quite precocious. She actually spends the entire movie setting her dad up
Right.
with this loser of a person. I mean, this person who doesn't even really have a real
Her dad's
job.
stalker.
Just yeah, she just has some Gucci bags, and but
Right.
this kid was like straight up plotting, man, like plotting against the girlfriend,
Mhm.
lying to her dad to get him into situations with the girl. She always had the most precocious romantic advice. So yeah, I mean, she's my pick.
I love it. So mine actually is pretty similar. Mine is from Love Always Santa, which is where the little girl writes to Santa and he writes back and the mom sees it and they become pen pals. And
Yes.
then they meet in real life and she doesn't know it's him, but he knows it's her. Anyway, she cracks me up, the little girl, that whole movie. She wants to be a writer and she's got a crush on Mike Sullivan, but she swears that she does not have a crush on Mike Sullivan. Okay, they're just friends, even though he does have a snowmobile. And, like, these little moments where she's acting, like, stuff like that, just it feels like this little girl had actual comedic chops, and she did a really good job. So I like
I
her.
thought for 5 seconds about going for Milo. But I just feel like we've just discussed him ad
Poor
nauseum on
Milo.
this program. Yeah, poor Milo. But he did a great job. I mean, he was
Yeah, there you
annoying
go.
enough to get on our precocious child radar. But yeah, I wanted to go a little younger than that though, because
Yeah, yeah,
there's
same.
something.
I agree.
And honorable mention,
Mm.
I cannot remember the name of this movie, but I remember the name of our episode on our old podcast was
Mhm.
Everybody Has a Guest Host but Amelia.
Oh, with
And
the hockey one?
the hockey one, Danica McKellar, Luke, McFarlane.
Mhm.
Was it Danica? Yeah, it
No, it
was.
was Alexa
No?
Penavega, I think.
Oh, yes. Luke McFarlane. But anyways, he plays this hockey player who's got to go back to
It's
the small town to help
taking a
save the
shot
guys.
at love.
taking a shot I love, thank you. Gotta go and join a ballet class, whatever. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. This woman is a teacher, she teaches ballet, so there's a lot of precocious children around, and there's, like, a
Mhm.
couple of moments where he meets the mean boys in the street,
Okay.
and the
Oh,
guys
yeah.
the and the boys are, like, teasing the girl about playing hockey, I think, or something, but it's Hallmark, so it can't be too mean.
Right.
But they were, like, just making fun of how she played like a girl or something,
Okay.
but
Yeah.
remember those precocious children, and I remember thinking, like, you don't get a lot of genuinely mean kids
Right.
in Christmas Land. You get some haughty kids,
Right.
the star of the play, but
That's how the little girls were in, Dear Santa. Do you remember they put their little chapstick on and would be like,
that's right. That's right. That's right, and well, that's Holidayland, that's where all the
yeah,
mean
exactly.
girls
That's how
live
you're
with
me
their
at
mean moms.
Holidayland. You pop your chapstick.
Yeah, with their mean moms, but they don't have moms because their moms all divorced their dads, their moms
In that one, they
used
might
to
have. That
divorce.
one got a little spicy.
Yeah, it did. Alright,
Um,
where are we now?
all right, the last one for today is Snowball Fight.
Okay, this one I had the USS Christmas. That is the one, that takes place on the Navy ship, which we had a great episode. We had a great letter on that
That was
episode
fun.
from one of our faithful fans who's followed us over to this show, and her husband's in the Navy, and she fact checked that episode for us.
She
We'll
did.
we'll play that one on the rewind eventually for sure, but you can go back and find that on a Very Merry podcast on our old
Mhm.
network. But there is one again, this is one of those marker movies for me, the flag movies, and there's a scene in there, and it's very quick, but they're going to help the kids. Remember the kids? They had to commandeer the Navy vessel to bring gifts to the kids in international waters. Like but they're going to this little orphan program to tell them the good news that they've completely changed all of the United States military, operations to bring
Right.
gifts to them, and a couple of kids are waiting outside, and they throw the snowballs, but the snow was so terrible, it looked super fake. Some of the snowballs you could tell were just styrofoam,
Yeah.
I remember thinking, like, "This looks absolutely, ridiculous. It's so dumb." But
Oh.
then later on, as I continued to watch Hallmark movies, I always thought about it because when a Hallmark movie didn't have a snowball fight in it, I thought,
Yeah, then
"Oh,
it
I
stands
miss."
out.
You get precocious kids, you get a little bit of action and adventure, and you get a chance for connection with your love interest. So it's a really great device.
Mhm.
And it's
It is.
Christmassy. It's a Christmassy activity.
Yeah. So I am cheating a little bit because the first thing I thought of was actually a snowman, and I know it's different,
That's fair.
but it's the first thing I thought of. And it was Victor Webster in Five Star Christmas, Hot Sassafras. And when they're building a snowman and he picks up the entire middle ball, and he just plops it on top of the bottom. And once
I
that was in my
almost said
head,
this.
I couldn't think about anything else. I mean, I guess it's technically
I
a snowball.
almost said that. I almost said it, but then I was like, "Well, no, I'll stick to the rules." But I almost said that because that's another one of those marker moments where I'm like, "This is all fake."
Mhm. I
It
know.
was obviously a giant styrofoam ball. I do love the snowman decorating competitions because they are
Mhm.
also ridiculously fake.
Yeah.
Because really, how can you film a snowman decorating
Right.
competition?
Right. That would be
Yeah,
a
it's
nightmare.
difficult. Fair
Very
enough. No
would probably
judgment.
kill everyone.
Yeah, but it is always ridiculously fake.
Mhm.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. That is definitely on my list for
Yeah.
fake snow stuff. Yeah, I just didn't go for it.
Yeah. So I think A Christmas Prince did have a good snowball fight. They get in a
Oh
fight.
yeah.
They're having fun. That's a Netflix one. And then the mean girlfriend who wants to be the girlfriend comes out and is like, "Oh, all these people playing in the snow. How dare they be whimsical?" You know. Yeah. So so that was a pretty good one too. But like I said, the first thing, so I guess it should be the other way around, that A Christmas Prince gets the snowball fight and the honorable mention goes to Hot Sassafras and Five Star Christmas, but I can't get over him carrying the whole middle section of the
It
snow.
was hilarious. I remember that. I remember that. Yeah, and now whenever I see snowman building in Christmas Land, that's what I'm looking for. A
Yeah.
ridiculously
Yeah.
light snowman that's just
Right, because it was
clearly
almost like the empty cup situation. He just picked it up. There was no weight there.
Yeah, like the coffee cups, so I cannot for the life of me figure out why they don't just weight down
Yeah.
coffee cups. Help the actor out. I know you don't want it to make noise, but tape a big rock in there or something. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Hmm.
Could be something that won't make noise. Well, those are just some of the tropes. I'm already thinking of,
Yeah.
5 more tropes that I'd love to go over, but you guys make sure you drop your ideas, your selections for your favorite of these tropes in the comments.
Yeah.
And if there's a specific trope that you would like us to review, drop that as well. Make sure we pick it up. Amelia, tell everybody where they can find us.
Substack is Journey to Christmas Land. Facebook is Journey to Christmas Land. YouTube is Journey to Christmas Land. Instagram and X are JT Christmas Land.
And we are going to be launching our paywall this coming week. So you're definitely make sure
Mhm.
you're signed up. We'll have our unboxing series on there, and March Madness will be conducted through there as well. And then we're also going to be doing bonus episodes and stuff like that, just reviewing bonus movies over there as well.
Yep.
So get signed up for that. Amelia, any last words before we go?
I don't think so. I'm excited. This, like, talking about tropes gets me all excited anyway. It gets me, like, back into the Christmas land frame of mind.
It's why we do what we do. There's no Christmas land without the tropes, for
Mhm.
sure. Well, Amelia, I'm glad we had this talk today. Until we meet again, I wish you days filled with handsome men to catch you when you fall
Mm,
off a ladder.
Thank you. I wish you thoughtful discussion during your montages.
Oh, Merry Christmas, Amelia.
Merry Christmas.